Hello, hello, hello.
Hello.
Hi guys and welcome to episode 217 of the Two Twos podcast. I am Nana.
And I'm Ro.
And together we are Two Twos.
Yes.
Oh, chair. My eyes are burning.
Boy. I wouldn't say my eyes are burning, but maybe because I'm not wearing glasses, my eyes are not focused.
My eyes are not focused?
I don't know, there's something.
What does that mean?
Do you know when your eyes can focus on things, but eyes are not focusing on things right now? It's just floating. But I hope it doesn't look like it's floating.
I hope it doesn't look like it's floating. Hi guys, we're back. Yeah, kind of. How you doing?
I've been okay. Should we really get in, be honest?
Yeah.
The year hasn't started as as good and positive as I would have hoped.
Yeah.
But I do it's 2025, girl.
We don't have time. Do we have time
No.
for all the shit?
No. How about you?
Yeah. I don't know if we have time for all my shit either. I mean, the year started off a little bit rocky. I'm just trying to be positive and do you know what I mean? And like, I'm trying to be positive. I'm trying to I've been looking for production work and it's still, there's some things going, but it's still, I feel like taking a while for the industry to get back to normal. But yeah, I had 2 interviews out last week, so we'll see. Yeah, we'll see.
You'll get time.
I hope so.
The job market is really difficult at the moment.
Yeah.
That's why if you have a job, then you should keep it until you find another one.
Yeah, I mean, I saw did I see a tweet recently that said, I just left my job and I don't have another one lined up. I just wouldn't do that right now.
Do you know what though? I feel like we kind of normalised congratulating people when they leave their jobs.
No, I think you should, because I feel like it is good to leave anything that's not serving you, whatever it is. But
no, when you don't have anything that's lined up.
Yeah,
though.
no, when you don't have anything lined up,
yeah,
you need to be responsible at the end of the day. Like I honestly agree with just like doing what you need to do, but at the same time, you've got bills to pay. Those bills don't stop when you quit your job and you don't have anything lined up.
Their bills do not stop.
They do not stop. They keep coming every month at the same time.
Yeah.
They keep coming. So like, I don't think that's good. And I think a bunch of us have learned from that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I've done it loads of times before. I've done it so many times. Left the job and not had another one lined up. I think most of the times I've left the job, I haven't had something else lined up, and it's just not the way to go forward.
Times.
Yeah. It's just not it, guys.
It's not good. It's not good. I know sometimes it's hard because your situation could be like, you know, you're not being treated well, you're not being treated with care, or you just feel like that sort of industry that you're in is not for you and stuff like that. It's not serving you. And I understand that. And sometimes it could be hard because you're in something that is like so draining, you know, and doesn't feed you. So I understand that. But like, you have to try and stick it out.
You do.
Until you get the next
thing. I mean, we're millennials. That's why we're saying this. Gen Z don't understand. But Gen Z, just take it from us. Honestly, we're saying this. And it's just, we're saying it for your better.
On that note, about Gen Zs, remember when we said the GoFundMe gays need to get a job?
Yeah.
We got a lot of backlash for that.
This is the most backlash you've got in anything.
In everything. I think that's pretty good in my opinion. But I just think that there is a difference of just like generations. Do you know what I mean? I think that I do agree with most of what people were saying, that, you know, it's hard these days. Like, we're living in a time where everything's expensive. Everything keeps on getting expensive. And even with the people that do have jobs, they're still not able to pay for certain things. I understand that. I completely get that. But I think we're from a time where it's pull yourself up by your bootstraps, and I think that's what it is. And I think as the generation gets younger and younger, it's different. It's different because our parents will call us lazy. Do you know what I mean? 100%. Like, and it's just, I think that's just what it is. And I also think that people look at us and think that we're rich.
Guys, we're in the same boat as most of you.
I think that's what it is. You see us, we look in Chris on the Instagram, and that's why another reason why I hate Instagram. But like, you see us on Instagram and you think, oh,
guys,
we're
ASOS send us clothes for free. Okay, we don't actually. Last year, I don't think I bought many clothes. We do get a lot of things for free.
Yeah.
I just feel like you shouldn't. And I do think that the younger generation, because they've grown up on social media, they do take a lot of things that they see on social media for gospel. Like, if it looks that way, it is that way.
Yeah.
And it just isn't.
You don't know my story.
You don't know my struggles.
You don't know.
I mean, you probably do know my struggles because you're going through them too.
But you don't know that I'm going through.
You don't know that exactly. So like, when we said what we said, like, it definitely I agree with a lot of the people, by the way,
Yeah.
in the comments. Apart from the ones who come to insult us, fuck you. But everyone else, I agree. Everyone that came with something constructive, I hear you, and I agree with everything that you're saying. And that's not what we were saying. We weren't getting that saying, oh yeah, boom, 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 boom. What we're saying is you need to be responsible.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who you are in this life.
Yeah.
Everybody should have a level of responsibility.
Yeah.
And that's just what it is. And the reason why I said what I said, what drove me to say that is because I literally saw someone raising money for a CCJ. And when you get a CCJ,
yeah.
that is, you get a CCJ because you've ignored a bill for a very long time to the point that it's gotten to a CCJ. And that is something that stays on your credit file for 6 years if you don't clear it within a month of receiving that CCJ. And now, if you've got a CCJ, that's fine. Do you know what I mean? Like you ignored something for how many amount of long you've ignored it for, or you weren't able to pay it for a certain amount of time. However, that is not an immediate bill like rent, like food and stuff like that. I'm like, it's not right for other people to have to pay for your mistakes. Yeah, and also especially because it's going to stay in your file for 6 years anyway.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's the reason why I said what I said. I've seen someone raise money for a holiday because they've had a hard year.
You just got to cut your cloth in it according to your size. And we live in the same economy. We're all, we all have bouts of struggles and in certain areas and stuff like that. So I just think that like, it wasn't like a dig at people who actually need, things like bills or like disabled people need and stuff, or like trans people need and stuff, or like immediate stuff, urgent stuff, or people needing money to pay for funeral and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? Like those things.
Yeah.
But
and also, just to say, we can't spend a lot of time deep diving into everything we say because we have 1 hour studio time.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if we say something, we're just saying it, on very surface level, boom, 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 and that's that. And I even saw someone else saying that we're lazy with how we tackle the subject on the puberty blockers. I blocked them straight away. I blocked that person straight away when I saw that message.
I think we spent quite a bit of time on that topic.
Listen, we're lazy. We should have bought this person. We should have bought that person. And this is the thing about this platform that really annoys me. Black queer people, you know that we struggle and you want us to sympathise with your struggles, and which we do. However, we are a black queer podcast. We're 2 black women that have a black queer podcast and platform. We've been doing so for 5 years and we are not afforded the luxuries that many of our peers are because we're black and queer. And we have that struggle and we don't have a team. It's just the 2 of us. We don't have sponsorships. We don't have anything. How many times do you see in these episodes, you see there's an ad? Yeah. There is no ad because we literally, everything that comes from our pockets. This is something that we give. We're not paid from anything from this podcast. You know what I mean? There's no monetary gain here for us. And we make nothing from this podcast. You know what I mean? We make pennies from YouTube and Spotify and it goes back into the podcast. And then we have to top up our own money as well on top of that. And I just feel like all this huge expectation that people have on this platform is just unfair. Do you know what I mean? I don't think there's a good level of grace. People come and say, you should do this, you should do that, you should do this. You come and do it.
Yeah, you come and do it.
There's a reason why 22s is the only standing one in the UK. Yeah. The one we've been standing for the longest amount of time, and we are the most consistent. And that doesn't happen by luck. Yeah, it doesn't happen. There's a reason why there's others not doing it, and there's a reason why others are not as consistent. There's actually a reason, and I just feel like it hasn't really been fair. People have not been fair on us, but at the same time, you come and do it.
You come and do it. And the thing is, as you said, like we don't get any monetary gain from this. We do things ourselves. We don't have a producer, we don't have a team, we only have an editor. Do you know what I mean? Like, and also we're not just podcasters. Like, you're a mom, you also have a job, like I got things going on as well. Like, this is not our bread and butter, and this is not just
it doesn't bring us anything, unfortunately, apart from like bonding with you guys outside, which is a huge reward in itself. But outside of that, we don't have a personal gain from this platform. We just don't.
Yeah, we don't. And I think like, yeah, it would be great if we had a producer and we had somebody who would, you know, who could be a researcher and help us with our topics and stuff like that. But we don't have that. We have a conversation. We come on here, we have conversations, and we open it up to people as well, because that's what it is. Like, is a community platform. Like you can comment, you can write your comments on YouTube or Spotify, and it's an open conversation. We can have it in our comments on Instagram as well. Like, that's what it is. So if you're gonna come and be like, you should do this or you should do this, or
and that's the only time you comment when you tell us what to do. By the way,
that's the only time you ain't shared nothing. You ain't supported nothing. You ain't. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can go suck a dick.
You don't even need to listen to this podcast.
Yeah.
Honestly, I could do without your listen.
Yeah, you can go suck a dick.
But also at the same time, there are people who are constructive, and there are some people who do it in a way that's with love. Do you know what I'm saying? You're not coming to insult us, whatever the case may be. And even when we said what we said, and certain people disagreed with us, some people came and spoke to us with love. The people that came on crud, I blocked them anyway. And even one of them, especially, one of them used to work with me, and I didn't appreciate that one.
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
That one started the backlash. I didn't appreciate that one piece.
But you still follow.
I unfollowed them.
They still follow me. I saw them. They still follow me. I'm just thinking. I was just looking at them like, but also like and if you listen to the whole episode, which I'm sure these people are the ones that commented on YouTube, right? You hear us say time and time and time again, if we've got it wrong, please, correct us.
And someone did say that. Someone did say, do you know what? You guys are always saying that you guys are open to being corrected. So I think you got it wrong this time. The puberty blockers.
Because we said if we're wrong.
Oh, we said that, yeah.
We said that. And we always say that when it comes to sensitive topics, because we know like these are real people's lives that are affected by policies and certain things. So we understand that. So when we talk about that, we are super sensitive, and we do say, well, if we are wrong, come and educate us, because we don't know everything. So for the people that want to be smart, fuck you.
Come and do it.
Fuck you.
I just think they should come and do it. They should try and do it.
Yeah.
But
all those people that were lovely and were constructive and gave us constructive criticism and corrected us and gave us maybe their opinions that was different to ours, we appreciate you.
We do. And you know, if anybody was offended, like genuinely, we do apologise for anyone who was offended, because we weren't mean to offend. I do think people need to be more responsible. However, if you feel like the delivery was off, definitely apologise for that. And you feel like if anything I said offended you, or we said offended you, that's definitely sorry. Sorry about that. But yeah, having said that, also from our last messages, or our last episode, there's been so much love. And I don't know what you guys felt from that message, but you guys have sent a lot of messages at a very good time, I would say. I feel like you guys sent those messages of support, and they were very timely, and like a lot of you guys that sent that have been fucking with us from day one, like from the Ghana flag in the background and all of that. And I don't know, I feel like you guys know us, and that's why you sent that. Yeah.
Maybe they knew that we needed a little bit of love. You know.
And we did need some love. And we do need some love, because it has not been easy. And we do try our best to come on here and just be positive, regardless of what's going on in our personal lives, and regardless if we don't want to be here, because to be honest, sometimes coming to record, it feels like a chore. Sometimes it does feel like a chore. Like, you know, it's like it's coming to work. You know,
it's coming to work but not getting paid.
We're coming to work and not getting paid. So sometimes it does feel like a chore, and that's why I said in that last episode, like, maybe I need to go back and listen to the episode at the beginning, because it didn't feel like that in the beginning. It felt like fun, and I do think that we need to find that level of fun and excitement again.
Yeah.
For sure, definitely.
I think so as well.
Yeah.
I absolutely agree that, you know, I think definitely those messages we needed to hear that. We needed to hear that we are loved and supported and appreciated. And the thing is, like, our listeners always send love to us all the time, like, but I think definitely in that time we needed that, because we have decided to go on a bit of a break. And you know, it wasn't an easy one to come to. I think, like, for me personally, I can only speak for myself. Like, I think the frustrations of being in an industry that's really cliquey and and it's still quite new, like, and there's no blueprint and there's no route to like doing a podcast and making it successful and stuff. It definitely has become quite frustrating, and it's been frustrating for a while. But I think last year was just like, it for me was just like, oh, this is tough. And I think in order to do amazing things and grow, we definitely need a team, and we definitely need like sponsorship funding for this podcast for it to like grow and to be what I think we both want it to be. So I think for me, it's because of those frustrations, it sort of sucked the love out of recording. And even the last episode, like you reviewed it, but I wanted to do it because I was like, oh, I remember being quite miserable on that last episode. So I was like, oh,
actually, it wasn't that bad,
Really?
I know that we sat here and we were quite miserable. And I just came off a night shift, all of that. But actually, it wasn't that bad.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't. I don't think we came across. But I do feel like maybe there was a bit of a spark missing. Like when I just think about our early episodes, and I think about our episodes we've had in the past year, I would say actually, and even the prep before the episodes, like before we would know what we're going to talk about. Guys, we don't know what we're talking about. We come and sit down and just start talking now. And that's not good. Do you know what I mean? Because this is valuable studio time, and it's also our time as well, and our effort. So we should really be more well prepared to come. But actually, it wasn't as bad as it felt.
It felt, maybe that's true. But yeah, I think it's just, we need to like find that spark again, find that love again, like that we had, when we first started, because we've kind of like lost that in the politics of podcasting. And that's quite sad. And it shouldn't be about that. Like, it shouldn't be about that. And I also don't want to come here and complain. I just don't want to do that. Like, I feel like there's been a few episodes where we've come and we've just like complained. And of course, we're real as fuck. Like, that's just who we are as people. So that's just what you're going to get if that's how we're feeling. But I just don't want to complain. Like, I want to be... I want to be excited. I want to be happy. I want to be joyful when I'm on this podcast. So I think for now, a little break is needed just to reset. And it is the new year as well, so it feels quite timely as well.
I mean, break is going to be for a while though. I'm not going to lie, guys. We're not coming back in 2 weeks' time.
We're
not be gone for a while. Okay,
Yeah.
We're going to be gone for at least 3 months.
Yeah. It's not
at least 3 months. Like I wouldn't be surprised if we don't come back till 2026. Like we're not going to be here for a while.
Yeah.
So I don't want to downplay what the break is. Like we're not going to be here for the foreseeable.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
So we're not saying this is an end to Tutu's podcast. And if we do, to be honest, if we do decide during the break, this is an end, we will come and let you go. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But right now, we're not going to become to the studio. Like Tutu's is on a hiatus, basically. Yeah. And Tutu's podcast is on a hiatus because we're still going to have our events.
Yeah,
we're still going to have our parties and stuff like that.
Maybe
Maybe we might pop up with a live show. Even,
I think.
Do you know what I mean? But come to the studio, it's just not something we're going to be doing at the moment.
Yeah.
And also for me, I think that the joy is not really in it at the moment, and I don't want to do something like when people leave their jobs, we congratulate them for leaving their job because it's not serving them anymore. Tutu's podcast as it is, this platform is not really serving me anymore. It serves me in a way that I would say when that love is shown to us, and like when we have guests, I don't know, it's just the community that is still serving.
It's a community, yeah.
But anything outside the community, it doesn't. And I think that whenever I give myself to anything, and that's even with my relationships and stuff like that, with people, my friends, a romantic relationship and stuff like that, where I'm committed to them. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm committed to them, and I'm committed to them in a very tunnel vision way. And I can't afford to be committed to this platform in a tunnel vision way anymore, because it doesn't serve me. I feel like I'm going to be 35 years old this year, and I can only afford to be doing things that serve me.
Yeah.
Like, I just can't do things that don't serve me anymore, because I'm going to be behind. Do you know what I mean? And I already feel behind. And I don't want this platform to keep holding me back. I don't want to be so committed to something that doesn't give me anything. And now I need to just focus on other things. Yeah. So the focus that I've been given to Tutus, it just has to go on other things now, you know? And whether that's other creative projects, or whether that's trying out new things, or trying out things even by myself as well, or like or work.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Or go into employment that pays me. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So so that's for me. That's why we need to take this break as well. We're still individuals in this as well, and we have our personal reasons as to why we need to go on a break, as well as reasons together. But yeah, I don't really see it as the fun it once was. Like, remember in lockdown, we used to record like 2 episodes a week sometimes.
Yeah, I remember that.
We wouldn't record 2 episodes a week now.
You find it too not like a chore, innit? Like
and also it's because it's a lot of time on something that's not giving us anything. But we in our last episode we did comment and talk about all these things that we wanted to do in the year, and I do apologize that it's not turning out that way. We said that the Patreon, and shout out to everyone who's signed up to our Patreon. I really appreciate you guys. Maybe we'll keep them updated with things. I don't know.
Maybe we'll have a little community on there.
I think we'll do that. I think we can stay on our Patreon and just have a community on there. So if you haven't signed up to our Patreon, please do. Because we'll probably just have a little chats on there, stuff like that.
And just share our updates and what's going on in our lives and stuff. But I think for me as well, like the only joy that I get is from this now is just like from the community, from other people really enjoying the podcast and enjoying what we have to say, and stuff like that. And like when people are like, oh, this podcast changed my life and stuff like that, like that makes me happy, like that, But like in terms of me, like, getting anything out of it at this moment in time, not really. Like, it's not filling me up as it once used to. And I just feel like, unfortunately, as much as we love our supporters and stuff, it can't just be for them. Yeah.
And also, it's not fair on you guys for us to continue and we're not giving you our best.
Just giving you lukewarm.
Yeah, it's not fair on you guys, because you guys actually take time out of your day to listen to us, or you might even be listening to us in the background. But the fact that you've taken there's somewhere in your mental brain, you've taken time to be like, let me type in 2 2s and listen to this. Do you know what I mean? And like, it's not fair on you guys to give us that attention, and we're not giving you our best.
Yeah.
So hopefully, like, if or when we come back, we do. Yeah. We're at a place where we can give you our best, like we once did. Yeah, so it's even for you guys, like you guys deserve more, basically, as well. Yeah,
it's true. We all deserve more. We all, like, because this is like, we're all in this together, like we all deserve more. And I think that's just what it comes down to. And I think like it is unfortunate, because it is going to be a bit of a long break and it's undecided whether we are going to come back. But I think that it will be good for us, whichever way it goes. I think it will be good for us, and it's just necessary at this point in time.
And I think even the fact that it's undecided, I think you guys should know that it's not something we really want to do.
No,
it's just something we have to. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, because it's right now, it could be easier for us to say, like, we're done.
Yeah,
I think we're at a point where because of it, we're done. Yeah. But there's just something
that's holding us, holding us. There's something that's because we know what kind of platform we've built over the last 5 years. We know how special this platform is. We know how much it's needed because there isn't anything like it. We know how much like our audience appreciate having two, black masculine presenting lesbian voices, like black British voices, we know how much that's needed. We know our impact. We know that this is something this podcast will be cited. This podcast has already been used in essays and dissertations, and it will be an archive, and it will go down in history. Absolutely it will, and people will be talking about it after we're gone. We know how much of an impact we've made with this podcast in our community, but we want to be able to do that at an amazing standard. Just right now we don't feel like we can do that. But I think that we should be able to reflect and just give ourselves that pat on the back that we've done something so special and so amazing, and we've done it ourselves. We've gone to this point by ourselves. We put ourselves into this, even when we didn't have much, when we didn't have much of ourselves, we put whatever we had into it. We came here, not every week, but most weeks. We came here most weeks. We sat down, even when we was drained, even when we was tired, and we tried to give something to other people. And I think that's really, really special. And I think that we should be really, really proud of ourselves.
For sure.
Yeah.
I feel like also God has been on our side a lot.
We've been lucky, Chair.
Like, we've really
Well, it's
been
not lucky, it's God.
God has really been on our side. And in the beginning, when we started off at Guap Studios wasn't open.
Yeah, we were one of the first.
We were the
out
first.
of two. Was it like one or two? Yeah.
No, we were, because we started, basically, it was Tayo. Shout out to Tayo.
Yeah.
She basically was DJing for someone who was on the Guap team. And she was basically like, oh, I've got these friends who want to start a podcast. Can I use your studio space? And it wasn't open yet. And that's how we first started our studio time. And maybe a month into recording, that's when it opened it up to the public. And for us, we found it difficult to find studio space that was affordable and everything like that.
Yeah, but that one was.
But that one was affordable. And I think it was like
£50 a month.
Was it £50 a month? Or like 4 hours or something?
Yeah, some shit like that.
Something like that, but we still, like, we made it work, innit? And but I think every session had to be at least 2 hours. It was 5 hours a month.
Yeah.
For £50. Was it £60?
I think it was £50.
£50.
Yeah.
And but you could only get, I don't know, but
I think we had to pay like extra or something.
We had to pay extra to have it every single week.
Yeah.
So we did that, and obviously lockdown happened, and that was only audio. Lockdown happened, and then we went on Zoom, and what was the other one? Anchor.
No,
it wasn't Anchor.
What was
it was
the
Zoom,
other one?
and it's a rubbish one.
It was terrible. Like,
there was another one. So we recorded online.
Riverside.
Riverside. Oh God! If you're a podcaster, you know Riverside was terrible.
Yeah.
Recorded online, and we recorded 2 episodes, which are the only 2 episodes we've recorded and not been able to put out. And it was actually an episode with queer Ghanaians.
Yeah.
And it was just so hectic, so we couldn't put that episode out. Because the connection wasn't that good.
Yeah.
And then we also recorded an episode with 2 queer Muslims.
Yeah.
And again, the connection wasn't good for that episode as well. But those are the only 2 episodes we haven't been able to put out. And we re-recorded a Muslim episode when lockdown lifted, but with an actual guest this time. In the studio, and then lockdown lifted, and then we went to Dapper Studio and started doing video.
Yeah.
And it's so mad, because when I look back at those videos, I was so insecure of myself in those videos.
Journey,
yeah. And that that studio was in like Star Lane, East London.
Yeah.
So we just got to
that side of East Side is awkward as fuck.
Awkward. It was near Eden, basically.
It's near Eden.
It was next to Eden.
It's awkward.
Eden wasn't there then.
Yeah.
So we did that, and then we went to No Star Studios whenever Napa wasn't around.
Yeah.
We used to do No Star Studio.
That was in Tottenham.
We used to pay for all of it. Even though, so how much was it when we used to start the video?
I can't remember because the payments were just different every time. I feel like I don't know. Like,
so all this time we were paying for studio time.
We was paying for studio time, yeah.
And then
No Star Wood Green.
No Star Wood Green would go all the way up the stairs.
Yeah. Oh my God.
We used to walk all the way up the stairs.
Those flight stairs.
That's where Zizi Mills records her podcast now. And Mama Drama Pod. Shout out to them.
Yeah.
So that where the white room is for that podcast, we just was in another room. I don't feel the white room even existed.
It was
then.
there.
Was
Well,
it there?
yeah, it was
towards
there.
the end.
Yeah,
towards
yeah,
the end.
yeah.
So we went there. We went there sometimes. And then the amazing London Podcast Studio hit us up, and we actually have had a partnership with London Podcast Studio for the past, I'm gonna say, 1.5 years or so, 2 years,
something like that.
Yeah, for a while we've had a partnership with London Podcast Studios, and honestly, London Podcast Studio has been
a lifesaver.
For us.
Yeah.
Honestly, like, the whole team, everyone at London Podcast Studios has been amazing, and I have really felt like we found the podcast in a home here.
Yeah.
For sure.
I agree.
Yeah.
100%. Like,
So make sure you use our code,
use our code. Even if you
I don't know if it's still gonna work, but just use it for now.
Just keep using the code. Keep using the code.
Use the code.
What is it? 22 pod?
22 pod.
Yeah.
And this was the first time we haven't had to pay for studio time. And it was that's why it was a lifesaver, and it was around the corner from our home.
So easy. Like,
walk home.
So easy.
It was just perfect. Even now, like, they've moved to Whitechapel, but it's still 2 stops on the train. It's not far at all. It takes us like less than 30 minutes to get here. And like, honestly, that has been our podcasting journey. And
but everything in between as well, like you know, the live shows that we've had, and we got to meet our amazing like audiences. We've had 4 live shows now, 3 in the UK and London, and 1 in New York. And then also the talks and stuff that we've done. I like the corporate talks we've done, and like the campaigns that we've done, and then like the talks are like Amazon and Spotify and all these places, and speaking to people like that. I feel like that has definitely helped, you know, I'll speak for myself, definitely helps me grow. You know,
absolutely,
like, as a public speaker's jack.
Absolutely, same. Like, absolutely.
You know, it's definitely helped me grow as a person, and just give me the opportunity to just like, we've met so many different amazing people over the course of this journey, and it's been good, like the opportunities that have come from this, like you know, and I just feel lucky. Like, I mean, it's not luck. We worked in it. We did.
Yeah, we're blessed. We got blessed.
Yeah, we got blessed. I feel blessed by having this platform. And it's been an amazing, beautiful journey. 5 years is quite a bit of time. This is the longest relationship I've had.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. It is 5 years.
5 years. I ain't had a relationship. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And our guests, we've had so many guests.
Oh my God, yeah. I don't even know how many, but it's been.
We've had a lot of guests, and we have been so grateful for people, because when you get invited to go on a podcast, we've been invited on some podcasts before, and we haven't been on the podcast.
We've said no to some,
because it's always a choice for people to come on your platform. Do you know what I'm saying? We've reached out to people and they haven't necessarily agreed to come on, or whatever the case may be. But to everyone who has, it means that they thought we were worth spending time with.
Yeah.
And thank you for that. Do you know what I mean? Like, you've helped to build this podcast. You've opened us up to your audiences. You've come and shared an audience with us, or vice versa. And the thing is, sometimes with the guests, like, we actually end up being friends with them afterwards. Talia, for example. Yeah. Talia came as a guest, and now we're besties.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? We're good friends. There's so many people who were our friends beforehand. There's so many people who have also helped us learn. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
especially our trans guests.
Yeah.
We've learned so much from our trans guests. We've learned, even, I feel like, when in the beginning we had an episode with Lyra.
Yeah.
And because I think when we started this podcast, I have to be very honest with you, I was still with the mind about non-binary people. I was like, I don't understand. I didn't get it. I was like, you're one or the other. Like,
it was still quite,
to be honest,
new to
it was still
us,
I didn't get it. I didn't get the concept of non-binary.
Yeah.
And Lyra came on the podcast and blew that out of the water for me. And Lyra's one of our friends, and we found out on the podcast that they were non-binary. We didn't know that beforehand.
We didn't know.
We didn't know Lyra was non-binary. Through the episode, that's how you found out. And that was amazing for you. That's one of my favourite episodes, actually, because Lyra is just so smart. Episode of the lads.
Yeah, episode of the lads was so like heartwarming as well. Like, we could tell how obsessed we are with each other and stuff, which was beautiful. But we've had Lady Phil, obviously a big you know, special person in our community, and it was just like an honour to have her on the podcast.
And even people who just asked us to come on the podcast, they
yeah,
didn't have platforms.
I mean,
like, people have also asked us to come on the podcast.
They have asked us.
Cool,
Like,
would you
okay,
know what I mean?
Like, what do you want to talk about? Let's do it.
Yeah. Like, we've always been open to that, and nobody was too small to come on the podcast for us. Like, if you wanted to come on, then you can come on. Do you know what I'm saying? And there's been so many people who asked us to come on the podcast, and we haven't been able to make it happen, or we seen their message too late. And even right now, to be honest, there's people. We're meant to be having the babe who won Big Brother on the podcast.
Ali.
We're meant to be having Tiana Major on the podcast. Yeah. But we have to go in this break.
Yeah, we have to go in this break. I mean,
hopefully you guys still want to come on. But we'll do things for the Patreon, innit?
Yeah,
and we'll do live shows.
We'll do things for the Patreon. We might do some one-offs if we can, and like, you know, whatever we can to just like still kind of be here, but we're not really here, you know, all the time. But we've had amazing guests. I remember the first episode that we recorded was just us. I remember being so nervous, and of course we had done the YouTube before that, and this was just you know, we had gone from visuals to just audio because we didn't have video with our podcast just yet. But I remember being so nervous that first episode.
The visual.
No, the first episode that we recorded was no visuals. It was like
What?
I remember being so freaking nervous and like tripping over. I mean, I do that anyway, but tripping over words so much and just like being so nervous. And I think at that time I couldn't have imagined what would come with this podcast.
I don't think we even knew what would come.
No,
We just started a podcast.
We didn't have a plan. We just like
we just did it on a whim, to be honest.
yeah.
We just decided we're gonna have a podcast, and we had a podcast like the following week. Like,
And it's so mad because like I've always said like I've never seen myself as like a in front of the camera kind of babe, but like it's just been so amazing. Like I'm definitely still like a bit more of an introvert than anything else, but I just feel like it has definitely helped me come into my own as a person, has made me more confident as well, and just to be able to like come here and just be open and honest and share and also like relate to other people in our community, or not relate and learn something, has been so wonderful. So yeah, I just love this shit. I do love this shit. Ultimately, as much as it's been a bit of a pain in the backside, I love this shit.
Yeah. We do love this shit.
Yeah, we
That's
love
why
this shit.
We can't say yeah, bye.
No, we can't say bye, Jay.
We can't. But you know what? We do have some dilemmas.
Yeah, let's
we
get
are
into
going to
it.
get through them for you. Okay, we're not going to just leave you high and dry about your advice from us.
Absolutely
Got
not.
quite a few, so let's see. So should we go? We'll start with the update on the sugar spell. Okay. It's short and sweet. Greetings, tutus. Happy New Year. I just want to let y'all listeners know that she is fine.
Good.
She's fine.
That's
okay?
good.
I went back to reverse the spell. Plus, we finally ended the relationship.
Oh, good.
She refused it adamantly, and even cussed me out some more. Was worth it. I just wanted to share. Cheers.
I love that spell, the sugar spell got, you know,
It got reversed,
and
she is fine.
And she's fine. She's not sick anymore, which is great. I'm
also glad you left the relationship too.
Yeah, no, because it was so toxic, and the girl was speaking to you anyhow. Like there was no respect there. But like, I would just say, like, if you're having issues in a relationship, maybe just like don't do juju. Like, yeah,
Don't do juju.
don't do juju. Don't do that.
Can we get another one?
Hey tutus. So I don't really have a dilemma, more so a favor to ask. As you know, Valentine's Day is coming up. We're still a bit away from Valentine's Day, are we not?
It's coming up, babe. It's in about 2 weeks, honey.
Is it? Shit.
Yeah,
More
it's
so-
about 2 weeks.
More so a favor to ask. As you know, Valentine's Day is coming up, and I've been contemplating creative and or out of the box ways to ask my girlfriend. She and I are big fans of your podcast, and we actually attended your New York show a few months back.
Oh,
Girl.
Okay.
I love this. I'd really appreciate it if in an upcoming episode you guys would be able to ask her for me. This could be disguised as a dilemma. I have what you see fit. Okay, we'll go back to that. We both have relatively ethnic, complicated names, so I would love to give you guys correct pronunciation. Oh, okay, we need to contact her.
But we need.
We'll cut this out.
But what are we gonna do? Because
Oh, this is our last episode.
it's the last episode.
Oh, we might have to do it on Instagram.
Hold
you
on, let me
know.
message her on Instagram.
Hey Nana and Ro, hope you're both doing amazing. I've been in love with your podcast for years and years, and I'm actually excited that I finally have a dilemma to share. Why are you excited that you have a dilemma? Not a good thing. So I'm queer, mid-20s for context, and I think I have a crush on my massage therapist, but I don't know if she's queer.
Hello?
I just want to say, yeah, those massages, I don't know if you remember, but we did a campaign one time, and I got a face massage by this woman. Like, did I tell you?
Huh?
We both got like our makeup, kind of like light makeup.
Oh.
Yes,
That one.
don't say it. But like when she gave me like a face massage, I kind of slightly got turned on a little bit.
Did you?
So I get it. What I'm saying is I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here is the context. I went for a massage at a new place a few months ago, and unfortunately on that day I was feeling really emotional, and during the massage therapist gave me the space to open up about what I was feeling, and we ended up having an emotional chat, and I was bawling the whole time. Luckily, my face was down and the room was dark, so she couldn't see the mess. But she knew I was crying because of my voice, and I had to keep asking for tissue to blow my nose. She was so kind and caring towards me and encouraged me to open up and get my feelings out. After the massage, I got dressed and went out to say bye and thank you, as she had another client after me. I was feeling a bit embarrassed, but when I saw her in the light and looked at her properly, I had a small feeling like butterflies or something, like she made me feel a bit nervous because I was like, oh, she's hot. Like just the way she was standing, and I noticed her tattoos and she was stunning to me. Anyway, I went home, kind of forgot about her till I booked another massage recently and was telling my friend about the situation that happened a few months ago. And then I started remembering that I was kind of crushing on her. I ended up finding her personal Instagram through her massage page, and seeing her pictures again confirmed that I'm attracted to her. However, I couldn't find any indication of her being queer. I even looked through her following list to see if we had common queer pages / content creators in common, and there was zero. So my question is this: is it common for some people to be queer and not follow any queer pages? And do you think I should try and shoot my shot here, or is it inappropriate because she's working? I'm just a client to her. I also feel like I massively embarrassed myself with all the crying, so why would she even be interested in me? Am I being delulu, as the kids say? Also, if you think I should shoot my shot, how do I do that as someone who never does and waits for others to make the first move? I also get extra shy and nervous with women compared to men. I think because I care more about impressing a woman, lol. Thank you so much. Sorry if the dilemma was long-winded. I really hope she doesn't listen to your podcast just so you know it's me. But also, I'd love if she listens to your podcast because there'd be a high chance she's queer. Anyway, I hope you can give her some advice. Thank you.
Okay. So it is unprofessional because it's inappropriate. It's inappropriate.
Wildly inappropriate. Wildly. And I think because of the nature of the profession as well, I think it's easy to blur the lines with like a masseuse. So I personally, for me, I wouldn't cross that line. Unless maybe it was out of that environment and it was in a different environment and maybe they approached me.
Yeah. Also, I just want to say, I used to date somebody who was an esthetician.
Yeah.
So they did massages, they did facials, they did all this stuff. They have a very successful business doing so. And just from that side of knowing things, they're used to people crying. She was used to people crying. These people crying, they're used to people like expressing their thoughts. And it just feels like at the end of the day, when you do go for these things, it's a form of self-care and it is a form of release for you for a lot of the time. If you're getting a massage, if you're getting a facial, all these, whatever, sometimes, even if you're getting the most rigorous type of facial, like it is a form of therapy. So it's not surprising that in those spaces you feel a sense to release. So whether that's you tell the person who's doing your massage or whatever to start telling them your business and stuff like that, it is a safe space to do so. Yeah. And they're used to it. Do you know what I mean? So I don't think you should feel like this person's looking at you, like looking down on you because you cried. And, do you know what I mean? It's that, if anything, they probably felt good that there could be that safe space for you. So don't look at it that way. But don't move to them. It's also awkward for them as well.
Wildly inappropriate. Wildly. Because the thing is, like, you don't know anything about this person. They could be married. They could have whatever.
And it's their business.
It's their business.
It's their business. Or work.
It's their place of employment. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's not the most romantic place for them. Do you know what I mean? So I wouldn't do it. And I know you find them attractive and everything. We can't help who we're attracted to. Do you know what I mean? Like, we just can't. Attraction just is, and I get that. But I think with this one,
just be their friend. I feel like because you can end up being someone who provides you a service.
It's true, but I also think that they should just have that as a safe space because clearly it is one. Do you know what I mean? Like, just have that as a safe space. Don't dilute it. Let's just like keep that clear and just like keep everybody knows where they stand and know that it's a sort of like a patient therapist kind of like relationship. I wouldn't go there.
I wouldn't go there. Yeah.
I'm sorry if this is not what you wanted to hear.
And maybe the person is the person I dated. You never know.
It could be.
It could be the person I dated. You never know. If it is, and they are queer, yeah.
That's still no. That's not a go ahead for you to, please.
Yeah, but yeah, and also, one thing I've realized, sometimes I do try to look for people's, let's see if they've got mutual followers to see if the person's queer or not.
It's not an indication, is it?
It's not always an indication, Like some people just follow their friends and they might not have queer friends. Or there are people who are queer, but they're not in the community. Yeah. They don't follow queer pages. They just, the fact that they're queer might not be something that's a huge thing for them. They might be someone who's more into, I don't know, makeup, or they're into, like, I don't know, climbing or something like that, and that's what they follow. Do you know what I mean? They don't have to follow pages. Like, for example, on my Instagram, I think before I had this platform, I just followed people that I knew. Yeah. I don't think I followed any queer platforms. I don't think I knew queer people, so I followed queer people. But now I follow queer pages, like other queer platforms, because I'm also a platform, and do you know what I mean? And I feel like I have more of a intention to follow other platforms, because before I didn't really care. Mm-hmm.
Hi, how you guys doing? I sent a message on IG, but it wasn't full. Please ignore it. Sure. I would love to thank you guys for how you bring your message to the world and the space that you have created for queer folks. Oh, that's nice. Yeah. I need your advice on something that has been disturbing my mind. I love that. I love this sentence. I've dated men, women, non-binary people in the past, but I always got little fulfillment out of it. A year and a half ago, I promised myself to not date or even kiss anybody if I didn't feel a deep connection or if I'm not deeply attracted to them. Now it's been a year and a half that I haven't felt the need to have a traditional romance, in quotation, in my life. However, I consider myself to be very romantic with my closest friends. We go on dates, hold hands, sit together and create a space of open communication. I basically get my romance from them, and this is just enough for me. But I've realised that most of my friends do crave more romance, and most of them are looking for romantic relationships or getting into them. So I have these two friends that I'm close with, and I get so much fulfillment from them, and that's why I never thought about needing a girlfriend or boyfriend. One of those two friends have just met somebody that they extremely love, and I saw this as a form of betrayal because it was hard for me to understand why they needed more than I do. Also, I have this fear because every time my friends get into relationships, dynamics change and I prioritize them over anything else. Now, with my other friend, I have this deep fear that the same thing will happen. I wonder if I'm selfish to want my girlfriends and I to be single forever and build a house together and create our little family. Should I just accept that romance is something people seek and I should maybe also look for it in my own way? I also think that me being asexual have a lot to play. Additionally, I grew up seeing my mum find happiness through her sisters and friends, so this is the form of love that I grew up with. I didn't really see many couples growing up. I'm sorry for this long message. Take care and thank you for everything. Aww. And either way, it's asexual. Before they said it. That's so interesting. I mean, it's to expect your friends who are not asexual to just be fulfilled by platonic friendship. Yeah. Is not really fair. Yeah. Because I think if it was the other way round and they expected you to like be fulfilled by romantic relationships when you're not, that's also unfair. But I get you wanting to have your friends and wanting to have their time, but also it has to be split. I think there has to be a little bit of growing up, just because like there's different people that will come into your life and stuff, and you need to be able to share people. This is the world that we live in. Like we meet people and they serve different parts of us, and you need to be able to share basically. But I understand. You love your friends. Yeah. We're all entitled to different types of relationships. Yeah. And so are you. Like, even though these are your friends, you are entitled to other friendships that look differently. If you only want friendships, you are entitled to other friendships that look differently. And you know what? Some people do that communal thing. Yeah, like, they do, and it works. And it does work. Like, some people do live with their friends and then they have children and they all look after them together. That's a sisterhood. That's a village. That's a community. And a lot of women do that because like the men's not around, so obviously, and it's not romantic. Like it's platonic, but it's a family. Families look different. What you would like that's an ideal for you actually it's not weird or it's not like far-fetched or anything like that. It's very much possible. But like if that doesn't fit into the kind of life that your friends want, then it doesn't fit into the life that your friends want. Do you know what I mean? They're entitled to live the lives that they want to live. And I feel it doesn't sound like you're
you're losing out on friendship because they're with their partners. It doesn't feel like you're getting less from them. It just feels like their time is split at the moment. And if you feel you're feeling that taps away because the time is split, maybe use that time or find like new hobbies or like you also find love in something else. Like your love doesn't have to be just shared in people. It could be in other things. And maybe that's what you occupy your time with. And then while they have not that, because they're with their babes, I'm gonna go and do this. Not that. But you also need to have your own time. Do you know what I'm saying? And things that you do outside of your friends. So yeah, definitely look into that as well. But yeah, they're entitled to have their romantic relationships, man. That's something that they want, so they're allowed to do that. And also, I hope that you are a good friend to them when they come to you. Like if things go wrong in their relationships, or they break up, or they or things do go wrong. I just hope you're someone who's a supportive friend for those relationships. But yeah, like. But also at the same time, it shows you love your friends.
You know, that's the cutest thing. Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like that is the cutest thing. I was talking to Honey the other day. She was just like, "Oh, we just miss you," and I was just like, "Oh, that's just nice." Like your friends love you, and that's the most important thing. And I mean, I just think that it's always good to communicate. Anyway, and like even though you're like the desire for your friends not to be in anything romantic, like that is a bit, I don't know, but like I feel like it's still something that like you can talk about, because sometimes you have irrational thoughts. Sometimes we have irrational fucking thoughts. That shit is irrational as fuck. But sometimes you can talk about it. And like, hopefully your friends are gracious people. You could be like, babes, that's delulu as fuck, but like, I understand.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, I love that shit. That shit is cute. Like, you know, so I hope that helps you. Yeah. Okay, I don't think we've done this one. But let me know if we have. First and foremost, I love your show. Since I found it, it's been refreshing listening to your perspectives on topics, and I do mostly agree with you. My girlfriend even says I'm such a role. LOL. Whenever she hears Role's opinion on things, she says, once again, you're such a role.
Where's that? Where did you see this one?
It's 15th of September.
Is that
that's old.
An email?
Yeah.
I did not see that one.
I don't think we've done this one.
We haven't. 15th of September.
Yeah. I mean, we was coming back from New York.
Hey, we ain't done that. Okay, let's go for that one then.
So my girl and I have been dating for about 2 years now, and it's been an uphill battle trying to get this relationship where we want it to be. Background, she was straight, in quotation, before I came along. Then again, so it's spaghetti till it's wet. Anyway. Yes. Anyway, we've had the typical guy problems where they're always trying to get her to leave me for them, and it never happens. However, she wouldn't just shut it down. She still likes the male attention and tends to keep them interesting. Just enough that they keep on chasing. Is it a problem that I don't like that? Because to her, it seems as if I'm just a jealous girlfriend and I'm insecure. That was number one. Number two, we were at a party last night and some of her friends were there. An ex-colleague of hers enters and she's all over her, kissing, hugging, dancing with her. Very closely, might I add. Arms around neck type dancing. Capital letters.
That don't sound like real.
Yeah. I didn't think much of it because she says she hadn't seen her in a long time, but it was happening the whole night. Whenever she was not with me, she was hugging and kissing on this other girl. What do I do? I've confronted her and told her that even at a stage during the night, it looked like they were making out, but she says they weren't tonguing, just pecks.
Why are you pecking? Okay. Yeah.
I do have trust issues and she knows this. I mean, we've all cheated and been cheated on, but she hasn't been in a serious relationship before me. I'm afraid that I've had one too many heartbreaks to even wait around to have it happen to me again. Oh, and by the way, I'm 34 years old and she's 26. Hey. I told her if she wants to be... I know you're not Ian. I know you're not fucking Ian. and between I'm 34 and she's 26. I told her if she wants to be free to do her thing outside, she's free to leave, but I think she doesn't want me licking anyone else's cat but hers. Maybe because I do it so well. I believe that. Thank you for your advice in advance.
Oh,
this is too much.
Do you know what? She is a Roman. I'm 26 actually. She's a 26-year-old virgin of me. It sounds like maybe she's a Libra. But you can leave. If you haven't already, because that emblem is quite old now. If you haven't already.
The one that sent in the dilemma is like you. So the 34-year-old.
Oh, so the one that sent in dilemmas like
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. That doesn't sound like me. I wouldn't be dancing and hugging up in front of my babes.
No.
It's somebody else.
No.
But sorry, I'm with you. Yeah, we are the same.
Yeah, you are the same.
I'm with you. I am with you on this.
Yeah.
And even me, cry. I wouldn't say that I would date 26, but I do 27, 28. So we're the same.
I'm seeing quite a few parallels.
So maybe there was some similarities here. Dear me, we just mates. Yeah, this is not it. I need to break up with her. If you're anything like me, you're staying in something for too long that you didn't stay in, and you're being gaslit as well. Like, do you know one thing I don't like here, and it's happened to me, is that you will see something, noticing some behaviors, and the other person is telling you, no, it's not that. And when you know that it's that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And my therapist recently told me that people who do that have narcissistic traits, or the narcissistics. And I believe my therapist. Not because I'm paying her, but I do believe her.
Because she's qualified, right?
She's qualified. And I just feel like you're not dumb. Do you know what I mean? I just feel like you know what, and if somebody knows that you have trust issues and you know you've been cheated on before and you've done the cheating too, and you've grown from this space and you know what certain behaviors trigger you. If someone loves you, they shouldn't engage in that behavior that triggers you. And if they do, they should be apologetic. They shouldn't say, oh no, it wasn't that. Do you know what I'm saying? So I think if you haven't already, you need to leave this person, because hugging and kissing in front of me, whether it's a peck or not.
No, but why are you pecking somebody else? Are you mad?
I'm in the room. I'm sorry, you shouldn't be dancing with anybody.
Unless you've stated that you've both agreed to an open relationship, and that is within the parameters of your open relationship, pecking or hugging up and kissing or whatever, sure. But if that has not been agreed by both parties, what the fuck is she doing? That, I'm sorry, but no, absolutely not. No. Hugging and kissing and dancing inappropriately, no. You need to cut that shit out. And I think it's the gaslight for me. I hate being gaslit so much. I honestly, it makes my blood boil, because I'm seeing something with my own two eyes, and you're telling me that what I'm seeing is not happening. Like that.
When people gaslight me, it triggers me really bad. I hate. Anyway, can you see it triggers me?
Yeah. No, for real. It's a terrible thing to do to someone, to gaslight them, and then you start to you start to like distrust your own self.
You second guess yourself.
Like, and that's not okay for somebody to do that to you.
You become insecure.
Yeah, it makes you insecure. And the thing is, like, they know full well what the fuck they're doing. Do you know what I mean? So like, I just think that's a horrible thing to do to someone. And I definitely do think that you should leave the situation, like, and date somebody close to your age.
Yeah, because
as you said, at the end of that dilemma, you said you gave her the option of like being single and doing her. Let her do her, because she's 26. She should be enjoying herself.
Yep.
Like, she don't need to be tied down.
Do you know what, to be honest, yeah, cool. Let me say to you that I'd be dating 27, 28. I actually told Nana that I won't be.
You said above 30 now.
I'm going to be doing 31 plus.
Yeah.
I'm not even doing 30, I'm doing 31 plus. I
okay,
don't want...
You can do 30 plus.
I'm doing 31 plus. If actually, I would prefer people that are older than me, actually. Yeah, that's what I'm going to say on that. And yeah, just go for people that are closer to the age, okay? Do you know what it is? When you're dating women, this age gap probably wouldn't be bad if a man and woman. Do you know what I'm saying? If the man was 34 and the girl was 26, it probably wouldn't be that bad, because men mature later. Yeah. And also, men need that power dynamic, I guess. Do you know what I mean? But not all men, but some men. But I think that when you're both women one of you is going to be more mature than the other. Yeah, the older one is probably going to be more mature than the other in most cases. Yeah. And you're going to grow frustrated at this person who isn't meeting you at a certain level of maturity, and they don't have to, because they're younger than you. Like, they're older
not there
than
yet.
You. They're not there yet. And do you know what I mean? You can't really force them to be there yet as well. And there are some mass presenting women who want that power dynamic and they want to be the more dominant one and things like that. Listen, if dominance comes natural to you, regardless of the person's age, it will show.
Exactly.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, whether the person's older than you, younger than you, like this forced performance level of dominance that needs to you can only give the young people is not a healthy form of dominance. It's actually quite toxic, and it's also probably a form of control as well.
Yeah.
But if you're a dominant babe, it's going to show anyway. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, and so yeah, I just think as a woman, it's just better to date people around your age just because of that emotional maturity. And I'm not going to lie, there's people who are younger who can be quite emotionally mature, but it just shows somewhere.
Yeah.
There's always a
the
disconnect
immaturity
somewhere.
Yeah.
Somewhere in the relationships, there will be a disconnect. And as the older person, you're always going to be brought down. And it's never going to be worth being brought down. Do you know what I'm saying? Like in this dilemma, for example, this girl is gaslighting you.
That's what I'm saying. Listen, don't let the small girl come and gaslight you.
Don't let the small girl come and gaslight you, man. Please.
No. So I hope that answers. And sorry we got to your dilemma late.
Yeah.
Just saw that. Really, really sorry.
So did you do the TikTok one?
No.
Actually, I think that we've run out of time now.
We've run out of time?
You've run out of time.
Okay.
So if you have sent us a dilemma and we haven't got to it, maybe we can make them discussion points on Patreon.
Yeah.
So keep on sending us those dilemmas, actually. We'll just make them discussion points on Patreon and we can answer them as a community, like little forums and stuff like that. Everyone can send you guys advice. I think maybe it'll be better that way. But we are at the end of this episode.
Yes, we have reached
the end of this episode, guys. A huge thank you to everyone who has listened to Tutus from the Ghanaian flag, whether you were there for that or you were just here for the podcast. Like, thank you so much to anyone who has invested time in us, who has taken the time out to send us dilemmas, to taking out time to send us words of encouragement, who's commented, who has shared, who has just engaged with us in any sort of way. Even the negative people were like, thank you. Do you know what I mean? Thank you to every single person, because even the negative people have taken time out of their day with the one that bit
engagement
that
is engagement.
So like, thank you so much. Doing this podcast has been amazing. Like, it's just been amazing. It's brought so much joy into our lives. We've grown as individuals, and I feel like there's certain things we've grown into we wouldn't have grown into if it wasn't for this podcast. We have been exposed to different types of experiences that we wouldn't be able to have without this platform, and we wouldn't have this platform if you guys didn't listen to the platform. So thank you so much. It's all good coming here to record, but you guys pressing play is what makes it a podcast. It's what makes it a platform. So thank you so much. This is, we don't know if this is goodbye or if this is see you later.
Yeah.
But we are going on a hiatus, guys. We are going on a hiatus, and see you later.
But I would also like to say, keep sharing. Keep
sharing.
Keep watching. Keep commenting. Keep telling a friend to tell a friend. All of that good stuff. Because, you know, we've recorded 216 episodes, 17 episodes, I think. And they still exist. They're still there. Do you know what I mean? They're not going anywhere. They're still there for you to go back and listen to, or to tell other people about it. Like, we still exist. This podcast still exists. Okay, so I don't know. Continue to support us, even though we're not recorded. Yeah.
And along that note,
maybe until next time.
Peace.